Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here with you today and share a little bit of our story about how we found these products and how they might be available for you.
So our journey with these products started 15 years ago. I'd been looking for a long time for a product that I could recommend to my clients that would form a foundation, that would fill in all those gaps that were missing in people's bodies because of stress, because of environmental toxicity, because of the lack of nutrition in the food that we eat. There's a lot of different reasons why, from a nutritional perspective, we don't have it all. And so I'd been looking for a long time for something that would serve that purpose. And 15 years ago, we found this product, Body Balance, and spent 3 months researching the company and the products, and you know, it looked wonderful on paper, but so do a lot of things. What happens when it gets in the human body is a whole other story. And so what we found has completely changed our lives and the lives of literally thousands of people over the last 15 years.
The first thing that changed for me was when I started drinking Body Balance, I was able to give up coffee and other stimulants, sugar, candy, tea. I needed those to get through the day. I was pretty heavily addicted. Probably not like some other people, but for me it wasn't working because I knew that drinking coffee or other stimulants will prematurely age us. It overdrives the adrenals, it floods us with hormones that make us age quickly. So what I found was when I first started drinking Body Balance, I noticed I had energy, but it wasn't that stimulant energy of jack me up, drop, jack, drop. It was a good, wholesome food energy, and it lasted all day. As a matter of fact, it lasted into the evening. I actually now have a couple extra hours in my day because I have energy in the evening where I'm creative and feeling good. But even better, I noticed I was sleeping better, and I was waking better. And for me, I don't know if it's the coffee or just lifestyle, but I was having broken sleep. It wasn't pleasant, but I noticed I could sleep, wake up, and even more importantly, be alert, refreshed, and curious and excited for the next day. And speaking of that, I noticed my brain started working better. I was probably like a lot of people, wondering where I left the keys, and you know, who is this person? I know the face, I don't know the name, what's that phone number, you know, that kind of thing. Matter of fact, it was so bad, because I read a fair bit. I'd get about halfway down the page and go back up and read what I just read, because I didn't remember what I just read. I thought, oh well, here it goes, getting old. But what I found out is not about getting old. That was about being malnourished. It was being underfed in my brain. Once I started using Body Balance, my attention came back. I was able to focus and concentrate. My memory came back, long-term and short-term. And I was less stressed by the world. The same stuff was out there that I was stressed about before. I felt better. Even more importantly, I found that I was eating a lot less, about a third less. And if you've studied any nutritional research, you'll find out people who eat less generally are healthier and they live longer. And of course, eating less, I was a little bit more choosy about what I ate. So overall, my health was affected and my immune system. Now, this is really important. There's a lot of bugs out there, you know, the SARS and the swine flu and bird flu and all these exotic pandemics out there. I don't know that I can escape that because people travel so much, the world's a smaller place. But by keeping my immune system strong, I'm able to withstand that. So let me give you an example. I was a cold magnet. If there was a cold in the room, I would pretty much resign myself to getting it. So I'd have 2, 3, 4 colds a season. In 15 years, I've had 3 colds. That's a total transformation. And I have other interesting thing. I had a reason to know if I cut myself, it'd take 14 days to heal over and scab and, you know, normal skin. 8 days now. So I don't know about you, but I want my immune system working at top peak efficiency. So it has made a radical change in my life, and I won't be without it. I take it every day, and I will for the rest of my life.
We've both taken it every day for the last 15 years, and for me too, my level of health has just gone through the roof. I mean, I was pretty healthy when I started. I had no idea I could feel this good. I mean, literally. It's been amazing. I feel, and I know that I am younger now than I was when I started 15 years ago. I feel it, I look it, I just know that biologically that's what's happening to me. I want to also tell you about our new product as well. I'm very excited about our new program called Be New. And one of the reasons I'm so excited is because we have a number of epidemics in our society right now, and one of the top ones is obesity. There's many different reasons for that, and there's a lot of different programs on the market that purport to treat that in some way. What I'm so excited about with this program is that pretty much everything else I've seen out there treats the symptom. It looks at, you have extra weight, let's get the weight off. And usually it's a combination of diet or an exercise program or something like that. What this program does is it looks at what's causing that. Unless we get to the cause of why that imbalance is there in the first place, it's not going to shift. How many people do you know who have been on diets or been on programs, they've lost some weight, but as soon as they stop the program, it all comes back again. It's just like this yo-yo thing, what's called the yo-yo effect, right? Because it's not getting to the cause of the problem. And that's what this program does. A lot of people over the years, I've seen, because I've been a healthcare practitioner now for almost 40 years, and so I've seen over those decades a lot of people who have weight issues as part of their health problem. And a lot of people who have tried diets, they've tried different programs, and pretty much the results have been the same. During the program, people feel not so good. They feel cranky, they feel tired. It's very hard to keep on going. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of willpower to keep on going. And for mothers who have a family, trying to prepare a meal for me and then a meal for the rest of the family. There's a lot of different things that come into play that make it a real challenge for people. And I know too, so many people who, they've tried so many things. It's almost become, just hopeless in a way or something. And it's very debilitating. So what if we could introduce something to people that changes all that really, truly does make a difference? And you've been hearing from some people tonight that people feel great. People feel wonderful on this program. They feel energized. They feel alive. They want to go out and do things. People feel happy. And there's reasons for that. So, a couple of reasons why this program is different. What does it really target? What does go on in the body when there are weight problems? No matter whether it's just a few kilos or somebody who's, very overweight. I know people who do exercise religiously and it just doesn't shift the weight. I know people who eat really well and it doesn't seem to make any difference. It's so frustrating sometimes. So there's a number of different things that are going on. And although everybody's body is unique and different, there are some things that are pretty general for people. And it's like body balance. Everybody's body is going to have its own unique response. However, there are some common things that we all experience. You know, we all have a physical body. We all have certain parts that make up that physical body. And we all need certain things to keep it going properly. I mean, that's across the board with all of us. So the same with this program. One of the things that that we need to target is keeping that metabolism rate going at a rate that is healthy and allows the body to function optimally. One of the things we know is that the more weight a person carries, the slower the metabolism is. And so if we can raise naturally, healthily, that metabolism rate so that the body is functioning optimally, that means that everything in the system is working the way it's supposed to work. It's not sluggish. You know, when your metabolism is slow, everything slows down. There's a sluggishness that happens with all of the organs in the body. And so by boosting the metabolism rate up to a point where it's healthy, it's a huge boost to somebody's health. Another thing that we look at is what we call visceral fat. And this is the fat that you don't see. This is the fat that is inside the body that surrounds the organs of the body. It's the fat that has a life of its own, very literally. It causes huge, huge problems in terms of people's health. And they're problems that don't show up straight away, usually. It takes years, and finally, somebody realizes their body is completely breaking down. So if you imagine this jelly-like fatty substance surrounding the liver, surrounding even your heart, which means that, first of all, there's no space for that organ to function properly. I mean, just physically. Secondly, that fat causes huge amounts of inflammation. And so those organs are being inflamed all the time. One of the things that we now know is that at the basis of every degenerative disease condition is inflammation. And what happens when we start getting rid of that, it's extraordinary. The vitality, the life that comes back into the body. So there are ingredients in this program that specifically target that visceral fat, that are able to literally stop the inflammation, break up the fat, and have it removed from the body through the normal eliminative processes. Another thing that we need to look at with somebody who's carrying excess weight is hormonal imbalance. It's a huge piece. And so again, we have ingredients in this product that specifically target the hormones that are responsible for the fat cells getting too big. I mean, that's literally what actually happens, is the fat cells get big. And there is a size that is healthy and a size that is very unhealthy. And the bigger the fat cell, the more unhealthy it is, and the more toxic load it's carrying. And so again, what if we could find a way to get that back to where it's a healthy cell again? What a gift. So there are, like I said, ingredients in here that specifically work on that piece. Things like fucoxanthin, which is a seaweed extract. Raspberries, also wonderful fruit, because that is also what they target. So we have dried raspberry powder in here, but we also have what are known as raspberry ketones, which are very specific compounds in the raspberry fruit that do that job. Another piece that is vital is balancing out blood sugar, balancing out glucose levels in the blood, and really supporting the liver in being able to do its job properly. You know, type 2 diabetes is going through the roof. And not just diagnosed type 2 diabetes. A huge percentage of our population are now what is termed pre-diabetic. And so, again, wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to bring that back into balance, to give the body what it needs to do its job? You know, one of the things we forget is that this body was designed to heal itself. You know, it was designed to rebalance itself. One of the things that we're constantly finding is no matter what's going on in the body, it's trying to constantly find a place of what we call homeostasis or balance. It's designed to do that. We watch ourselves, when we cut ourselves, we can see it heal. It does the same thing on the inside, only if it has the tools to do it. And that's what these foods provide. That's what these products provide. It's really, really exciting seeing what has been happening with people on this program. It's blown me away. It's been way more than I even thought when we first started.
My experience with this program has been extraordinary. The visceral fat Krista talked about, I don't carry around a lot of outside fat, but I know the visceral fat is melting away. And I'm feeling really safe about it because, as Krista said, we have red raspberry ketones, we have seaweed, white kidney bean, green coffee bean, green tea, African mango. These are all food compounds, folks. This isn't a bunch of chemicals you don't understand. These are superfoods. So you can feel comfortable and confident taking this for the rest of your life if you choose. Even more importantly, let's talk about another epidemic that's sweeping the world. And it's really an epidemic of poverty. And I'm not talking about the kind of poverty that makes the front page of the news magazines with people living in cardboard boxes. But I am talking about a poverty of time, but a specific kind of time. And I want to develop this a little bit for you. There's a thing in the world called linear income. Now, linear income's the way wealth's been created for the last couple of hundred years, and it's worked fine. And if you want to know if you have linear income, ask yourself, if I stop working today because I don't want to work or health or whatever, how much longer will I keep getting paid? Now, if you have a job, or if you're a practitioner, or you have a business, the answer is probably not a long time, probably a very short time. That's linear income. And that's created a condition which it keeps people in economic situations that they're not really 100% happy with. Again, it's been great for 100 years or so. It's a couple hundred years, the job's been around, but we're entering a new economic era. You see, the economy of the world is undergoing a fundamental shift in the way wealth's created. Now, there's winners and losers in the new economy. And some of the people who will lose are people who have linear incomes. I look around the world and I look at unemployment statistics, for example. You know, one of the things we're seeing is that unemployment around the world is increasing, and they're now calling it structural unemployment. What that means is that means it's built in, it's baked in the cake. It's not going to go away. A person like myself, if I'm working in a career, a job, and I lose my position at this age, I will probably never work again in my chosen field. Young people getting out of school, finding there's no jobs in their chosen careers. See, the job is an industrial era way to make a living, all right? It's a way to work to live. But this new economy offers some new opportunities. It's brilliant because the new economy is all about choice. And it's all about how we want to live. It's not that we all have to fit into some straitjacket called the job or the business or the linear income. I want to share with you a new kind of income that's available. And it's called residual income. And residual income is income where you do the work and you get paid again and again and again. And that's the kind of income that can offer choice in life. Choice of where you live, who you work with, whether you work or not, how you spend your time, how you invest your time, how you enjoy your time. Let me give you an example of how linear income and residual income are different. So in a residual income situation, I can live around the world. I can run a multi-million-dollar international business as long as I have this cell phone with me and I can get reception. Which means I have the choice, which we've made, to not undergo winter anymore. We have summer, 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 summer. We just travel around the world where our clothes fit our tastes. So, residual income is great. If I want to take a day off or a month off or a year off, I go to the boss, and that's the mirror that hangs in the hallway, and I go, hey boss, I'd like some time off. What do you think? And the boss goes, yeah, you deserve it. Go ahead. You see, because with residual income, we have a secure lifetime income the rest of our life, the rest of our family's life, and our grandchildren's life. Because with residual income, when we pass on, the company keeps sending us these thank you checks, and which I'll discuss in a minute, but when we pass on, they're going to keep sending the checks. Let me give you an example of how these thank you checks I'm talking about, residual income, is generated. So in an old industrial model, if I want to buy, let's just say, a loaf of bread, I want to go to the store, let's just say it's $5. The bread in that package might cost 50 cents, 75 cents, $1 to create. But by the time it goes through all the middlemen and is advertising and the store overheads and the employees and all that, it costs $5, $7. That's fair enough. That gets the bread to us and it's a fair price to pay. But in the new economy, it works a little bit differently. In the new economy, we're now able to buy direct from the factory at factory direct prices. And the companies that have adopted this new model are able to share the money that they would have put into the middlemen and the advertising, they share that with us. So for example, if I find a product I like the Be New program or the Body Balance, and I'm feeling good, and what I do as a friend, which I think all of us do, is I share good things with my friends. That's just natural. All of us share. I've shared Thai restaurants, movies, books, where to find a great parking space. I share a lot of good things with my friends. Well, maybe not that last one. That's my secret. But I will share good things with my friends. And I'll also warn my friends about bad things. I'll say, hey, don't go to that restaurant. You won't enjoy it. But let's say I find a product like this that I enjoy. And I'm going to share it with my friends. So I would say, Krista, I found this Body Balance. Look, I've got more energy. My immune system's working good. I'm feeling better, feeling younger, and my recovery time when I work out is just enhanced. I think you'd like it. I think you ought to try it. I think it'd be good for you. And Krista says, great, I'll try it. Where do I get it from? I say, well, look, I don't stock it. Why don't you buy it like I do? Buy it direct from the factory at factory wholesale prices. And by the way, tell them I sent you. So Krista gets on the phone and calls a toll-free number and says, yeah, I want to get some of this Body Balance. And they say, okay, great. Where do you want us to ship it? And how are you going to pay for it? And so they handle all that. The shipping, the fulfillment, customer service, they handle all that. And Krista gets her product, and the company sends me a thank you check. I get this check, and I go, wow, this is pretty cool. I've recommended a lot of stuff. I've not even got a thank you, but now I'm getting a thank you check. And the company hadn't had to advertise again. They don't have all the middlemen, so they're sending me a piece of that. I think this is pretty good. I like this. Now, I go by a month, and I haven't seen Krista. And Krista gets to the bottom of the bottle, and she says, wow, I'm feeling good. I've got more energy. I'm eating less. I'm exercising more. I feel good. I want to take some more. She calls the company and orders some more. Now, again, I haven't seen her in that month. The company sends her product to her, and they send me another thank you check. And I'm getting this check, and I go, wow, this is pretty cool. I feel good. As a friend, I recommended something. My friend liked it. She bought it. The second month, she bought it because she liked it, not because I recommended it. Get that? This goes on and on. I'm getting thank you checks month after month after month. Now, we have people in situations just like this who stand up and say, you know what, this stuff is so good. I've had arthritis, I've had asthma, I've had allergies. I've had all these things for years. They've cleared up. I'm feeling great. I'll take this the rest of my life. Powerful statement. Powerful statement. Now, as a friend, I feel good. I've recommended something that she sees enough benefit in, she'll take it the rest of her life. I feel good about that. As a business person interested in the new economy, I feel even better. Because you know why? When I hear that, I hear, well, let me see. Every time she orders or reorders, I get a thank you check. This is pretty good. If she uses it the rest of her life, I have an income the rest of her life. Wow, this is pretty exciting. I think I could get used to this. As a matter of fact, it gets even better because if she shares it with him and he buys it direct from the factory, they send her a thank you check and they send me a thank you check for his order. And it gets even better because if he shares it with her, he gets a thank you check, she gets a thank you check, I get a thank you check. Of course, it's smaller. There's only 100 pennies in a dollar. But I get thank you checks on this growing network of people possibly around the world.
You know, one of the things that I really love about this whole model is that we work together as a community, we support each other as a community, and it's a totally cooperative way of working together. You know, I know that as a practitioner, it was always a little weird when somebody else came into my area who was doing the same thing and started up their own practice, because there was almost like this, ooh, they're going to steal my people kind of thing. And I know with a lot of businesses it's like that. It's the way it's been for a long time, is that competition is what, you know, fuels the market, so to speak. This turns that on its head. We cannot be in competition with each other or this doesn't work. We have to work together. The only way I can succeed is if I help you succeed. And we all have to work together to make that happen. It's this beautiful model of working together. And one of the things that I know is that in order for true health, true wealth, it's kind of all the same thing to me, a number of things need to be in place. We need to obviously be physically healthy. That's the bottom line. If we don't have that, it doesn't matter what else is out there. But we also need other types of health. We need healthy relationships. We need financial health. We need time health. We need to be part of a healthy community. We need health of purpose. You know, I mean, there's a lot of different things that come into that. And they all, from my perspective, need to be present to have a truly healthy life. And to be able to do the things that we came here to do. To be able to give back. You know, one of the things that is so amazing for me, I know, I wake up every morning and I know every dollar I make is because somebody's life out there has been changed. And people I don't even know, because it's this amazing network of connection, people connecting with each other everywhere. It's such a phenomenal paradigm.
You know, these virtual networks are, they are the essence of the new economy. It's a very connected world. And things go viral. And we've seen products like ours go viral, literally, around the world. Our business runs 24/7, 365 for decades around the world. We make an extraordinary income and have an extraordinary life because people want and use these products. We have choices that we didn't have before. Neither of us were born rich, and we didn't have advantages like maybe some other people have. But now we have choices about where we live, about what we do with our day. about what we give and who we give it to, about who we associate with, about the kinds of activities that were not even available to us. And what I know is that this, as human beings, is our birthright. It's not that we're some special, extraordinary, magical, gifted people. This is our birthright as human beings. We were not designed nor commissioned to be wage slaves and work our lives away just to make a living. That's not what it's about. I'm real clear about this. I'm real clear that there's a vehicle for those that want it to have an extraordinary life, a life of contribution, mutuality, a life of joy, a life for whatever our mission is. And we have the vehicle. Krista mentioned financial health. Underlying a lot of disease conditions is stress. Stress. And what's one of the biggest stressors right now? The lack of money, the lack of time, the lack of healthy relationships. These are things that are literally killing us. We can help people get financially healthy, to have abundance, to have enough money left at the end of the month, the end of the week, to have a little something extra and not have it just be less than what we need. We can help people with their time poverty. How many of us feel time abundant? How many of us feel truly we can get up in the morning and say, what's worth doing today? Because I can. See, that's our birthright. I wasn't born with some, number on my forehead that says you're wage slave number 26 and it's going to be hard. I don't believe that's the case. There is a vehicle, there is a way. We have to take our power back. It's up to us to grab our freedom and stand for it and work. This is not a lottery, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's work, it's a profession, it's a career for those that choose it. And you know what the really cool thing about it is? Most people I know are willing to work hard. They're willing to work hard for something that is worth it to their families, to them, to their future. And we provide the training. We provide all the training you need. I've been in the professional training environment for decades. The kind of training, the quality of training that's available here is worth tens of thousands of dollars, and it's all free, just for being available. It doesn't take a lot of capital to start this. You don't need to have won the lottery to get in business. There's no investment. It doesn't take a massive amount of time to get this thing going. And it doesn't take a huge contact base. It doesn't take having gone to the right school, having great presentation skills. None of that's important. There are two things that are important. I mentioned one already, and that's being willing to work for something that's meaningful to you. And that's the second one, to have a dream, have a goal. And what I know for most of the people that I know is they want the freedom that is their birthright. They want the ability to own the rest of their life. They want to be home with their children while the children are young, while they need them. They want to be home with their elderly, aging parents. They want to be able to travel. Some of them just want to be able to do nothing. Whatever the dream is, that's our birthright. To have a dream and go for it. Those are the two things that are important here. And I know anyone can do this. We've had people in such hard circumstances that have become successful because they had those two things. So look in your life and see what's true for you. Do you have a dream? Is there something that you feel your life is worth doing? Maybe there's something out there that if you had the money and you had the time, that you'd be doing that. Because if that's the case, I urge you to take a strong look at this. I had a preconceived idea about this great industry called network marketing. I thought it was a bunch of old ladies going door to door selling each other soap. And boy, was I wrong. And why would I join something like that? But what I know is this is a robust, new economy industry that's sweeping the planet. Last year we did over $150 billion. That's larger than countries. We have over 100 million people in over 100 countries worldwide and growing. In these hard economic times, this is one of the few bright spots in the world economy. This is squarely positioned in the new economy. And I would encourage you and people you know, especially young people, to get yourself involved. Get yourself into a career that can last you a lifetime and for your children and your grandchildren. Something that you can create, a legacy for yourself, and something you can enjoy. tremendous enjoyment during the time you're here. So I want to make an offer to you. Sorry.
No, go.
I want to make an offer to you folks. These products are life-changing, and they're available to you. And the good news is they're well priced, but the excellent news is, you can get them for free, and we'll show you how to do that. Now, Chris and I make an extraordinary income, but I got to share something. I love free. Free is good. I really like free. And I think most people do too. We can show you how to very easily get your products for free. Now, don't take our word or my word just for how great they are. And don't take my word for how great this business model is. Test drive it. If you want to buy a new car, probably go down to the car lot. And that's a nice one. I like red. I like that one. I wouldn't just buy it on the spot. I'd take it for a test drive. Probably you would too. If you get in the car and it feels good and it runs good and you take it down the road and you're getting green lights, you just keep going, right? Feels good. Get a yellow light, slow down. You get a red light, stop. This vehicle is probably not for you. It's not for everybody. However, test drive it at our risk. Yeah, test drive it and lay the risk on us. You can try these products risk-free for 90 days. 90 days. That's 3 months. You can use the products for 3 months, and on day 89 3/4, if you're unhappy with any part of it, you can get your money back. Test drive the business. See if you recommend it to a few people if you don't get a thank you check from the company. And if that check doesn't come month after month, year after year, decade after decade. And see if the network is a virtual network and if it starts spreading on its own.
And you know what? Because people are eating and drinking these products, they're going to live a long time.
Yeah. There you go. You've got income the rest of their life. Think about that. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. And may you have all the success that you deserve.
Thank you.